In the wake of last week's school shooting in Florida, gun control is a major topic of discussion at the Conservative Political Action Conference. President Trump today talked about gun control, one of many speeches to touch on the topic. Yesterday, Lauren Ashburn spoke to someone who says stopping school shootings is about more than just laws on firearms.
Joining us now is Lawrence Jones, a political commentator and the new editor-in-chief of Campus Reform. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
You've been all over this gun control issue, and it's definitely one of the main topics at CPAC. President Trump announced today he wants to move to ban bump stocks like the ones used in the Las Vegas massacre. The vice president said no teachers should be in danger in an American school as he addressed CPAC. The NRA president says that gun control advocates are exploiting the tragedy. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
They want to sweep right under the carpet the failure of school security, the failure of family, the failure of America's mental health system, and even the unbelievable failure of the FBI.
You, I think, agree with him. You caution that we cannot get duped by our emotions. So are you saying that the president is wrong to make a gun policy move?
Look, I believe that the president has explored some different policy positions, such as the bump stocks, that I think, okay, that's reasonable. But I would caution all Americans when we get into this debate about guns or the shooting itself, that we don't so much focus on the tools that these mass murderers are using, but we focus on the person and their mind and what drives them to do something like this. And we also should focus on all the signs that were there that we missed before they committed these acts. If you take a tool away, then the killer finds a different tool. When you take the tool away, you're not really dealing with the problem. You're just incentivizing these mass killers to find something else to carry out these acts.
So I think that it's important to talk about the media's role in all of this. You were on a panel, I think, talking about the media, and you said instead of complaining about the fake news, you can take the media into your own hands as a citizen journalist. And you said that technology has changed in America. Your phone is your greatest weapon. Well, President Trump figured that out. He won an election. You cover college students. Don't they do this already?
Yeah, so Campus Reform has over 90 correspondents across the country at the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform, and we train them. We give them media training of how to do an interview, how to write articles, and we report on stories that the mainstream media typically refuses to cover: free speech issues, indoctrination, bias on these campuses, silences of free speech.
What about gun control, Lawrence? What are you going to say to them about getting the message out on gun control?
Well, what I always tell my reporters is that we follow the story. And right now, there is a debate on college campuses. There are a lot of college campuses that want gun controls, and there's a lot of students that also want campus carry. The university that I attended, the University of North Texas, has campus carry. I talked to Chris Lash, and he is the husband of Dana Lash, who was she's a spokesperson for the NRA. And he told me that during what we did not see during that CNN town hall, where there was a lot of young people that didn't get to ask their question about guns, and they were actually in support of the Second Amendment. And that's the media bias that I'm talking about. We have to have an authentic conversation. And if there are young people that support the Second Amendment that don't believe that we should be banning AR-15s, then they have a right to have that viewpoint, and that should be discussed. And so I advocate for my reporters and correspondents to go after the story, to tell both sides of the story, to get comment. The basic journalism 101.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Lawrence Jones, thank you so much for being with us, Editor-in-Chief of Campus Reform.
Thanks, my friend.